Hello, and welcome to another Rang Rouge Minute of the Week. And today we're taking a look at the BS-3 100mm anti-tank gun. The BS-3 was an anti-tank slash field gun which saw limited use throughout the Second World War, but would actually be used after the war in the Soviet army and also being exported to other countries. Its main role was as an anti-tank weapon, and with the large bloody caliber, the gun was based off a naval cannon. It proved to be pretty effective at knocking out the majority of German armour at extremely long ranges. In the field gun role, the BS-3 was rather mediocre. In comparison to the 122mm field gun, the BS-3 did not have the same high explosive punch for indirect fire. In-game, the BS-3 100mm is a 95-point anti-tank gun available exclusively to battle group Verjünking, and it has one rather large weapon. So the weapon itself is the BS-3 with 30 AP shells and 20 high explosive shells. The AP shells are of course pretty damn deadly of a gun of this caliber. The penetration pretty much allows you to kill King Tigers, you have good accuracy with the range changes, you outrange most other anti-tank weaponry, and with 7 rounds a minute it shoots rather fast, so not too fast for a gun of this caliber. High explosive shells are not as great, only 25% accuracy and alright damage, but still, it's a 100mm cannon, so it will put a few holes in infantry squads. Up down to miscellaneous stats, this thing can actually shoot indirectly, which may be a bit of a surprise. It has 9 strength, good optics, good stealth, and heavy cargo space. So in battle, the BS-3 is essentially the Russian equivalent of the Pak-43, where the Pak-43 is used to pop open Joseph Stalin tanks, it is used to blow up King Tiger tanks, and also elephants that may be roaming about. For a gun like this, it's very damn good, as it will kill every single tank that gets in its line of sight. It's a very, very deadly gun. And in comparison to the IS-2 gun, they have the same penetration, the high explosive is not as great, but the main thing is that you do actually shoot faster, with 7 rounds a minute. So, stats-wise, this is probably the most efficient Russian anti-tank gun, or anti-tank weapon in general, that you can get for popping open big heavy tanks. And with the new range changes, with this still keeping the 2km range, while most other Rika anti-tank weaponry have shorter range, you're no longer getting popped off by, in this example, Panzer IVs and Stug 3s from 2km pinning you down. They're going to have to get a little bit closer to actually do any damage to you, making weapons like this much more survivable. It has a pretty decent availability of 4 in B phase and 6 in C phase. It sucks it don't get any in A phase, but with weapons like this you usually just reach your B phase to bring out for the extra availability, and you only get a single card of them. And as I mentioned before, this thing is an indirect fire gun, but it's a bit of a meme, you're not really going to use this indirectly. The reason being is that you have such a limited amount of these, you want to pretty much keep them hidden to pop open big enemy heavy tanks. You don't want to be exposing your position, firing off rather inaccurate and not accurate high explosive shells. Artillery guns are yeah, to do that role. So the weapon system itself is fantastic. I think a lot of 10v10 players are going to like having a Russian anti-tank gun which can pop open super heavy German tanks. But it is definitely hampered by the division that you bring it in, as Verjünking is pretty mediocre. They don't have a whole lot going for them, but this definitely helps them out quite a bit. I definitely feel like if you're going to be playing these guys in team matches, Verjünking is more of a support artillery division. It's not going to have as great of a time on the front line, as it doesn't have as many super heavy tanks such as IS-2s or heck even T-34-85 spam to really survive on the front line row. But overall, the BS-3 is a rather damn good gun. It's pretty much a Russian Pak-43, it's just a little bit hampered by a division that it's brought in. I don't think you're going to be seeing these all too often on the battlefield. And well, I'm going to leave it off. Yeah, this has been another Rang Rouge of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and usual, please just take it easy.